Get out your own way. Mind over matter, matter of fact, you gotta treasure what's inside of you. I'm just out here living my life. Haters, can you leave me alone? I know you feel some kind of way. You like the way my melanin glow. I'm just out here living my life. You love it and I already know. Soaking up the sun in LA. You like the way my melanin glow. Lights, camera, action, it's my time now. Gotta push through the pain, feeling some doubt. See the sun shining bright in my face. Wondering how did I get to this place? Trials over here, few blessings over there. I don't know how much more I can bear. Every day may not be a good day. Guaranteed there's a good in every day. I'm just out here living my life. Haters, can you leave me alone? I know you feel some kind of way. You like the way my melanin glow. I'm just out here living my life. You love it and I already know. Soaking up the sun in LA. You like the way my melanin glow. Stretch your stuff, walk it out. Do a little twist, on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. Stretch your stuff, walk it out. Do a little twist, on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. Twist on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. Stretch your stuff, walk it out. Do a little twist on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. Wake up full of purpose, fully blessed. Lights, camera, action, it's my time now. Gotta find peace somewhere. About to go crazy, lose my mind in my hair. I'm just out here living my life. Haters, can you leave me alone? You feel some kind of way. You like the way my melanin glow. I'm just out here living my life. You love it and I already know. Soaking up the sun in LA. You like the way my melanin glow. Stretch your stuff, walk it out. Do a little twist, on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. Stretch your stuff, walk it out. Do a little twist, on and do it right now. Cause it's your day, it's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day. It's a good day. You gotta find peace today. Get out your own way. Mind over matter, matter of fact, you gotta treasure what's inside of you. I'm just out here living my life. Haters, can you leave me alone? I know you feel some kind of way. You like the way my melanin glow. I'm just out here living my life. You love it and I already know. Soaking up the sun in LA. You like the way my melanin glow. Lights, camera, action, it's my time now. Gotta push through the pain, feeling some doubt. See the sun.
Hey everybody! So, it's the first time in a while that I've done a coding video. It's actually been about 4 or 5 months. I started as 30 days of code and stopped on day number 5. So I'm going to hold myself accountable and finish it up. My name is Stella D, if I haven't said that already, which I don't think I did. Shout out to everybody who is watching in the chat now. The screen as far as the code is in front of me. The chat is like over here, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of this. For everybody who is watching, let me know where you are watching from. Are you watching on Twitch, preferably Facebook, YouTube? Let me know in the comments where you are watching. Also, if you are a coder, let me know that as well. And what programming language do you code in? Let me know. Let's see. Looks like we got everything set up. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. So basically, the 30 days of code is what I'm using on HackerRank. So on HackerRank.com, let's go to that. What's up, Super Molecular? Let's see. There we go. All right, so let's see. Let me pull this out and see if we can see it big enough. Let me know if you can see everything, because I have the code on the monitor versus on the laptop. So it may be a little short. I did. Hey, thank you so much for following. Rudy, what's up? How's it going? You can't do that. Not the witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. It's just coding, and it is okay. I'm going through it, the steps or whatnot. But you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can definitely ask me. BB8S Aim Too Good. What's up? Watch the bear. Watching on Twitch. Looks good. It's good enough. Super Molecular. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Just want to make sure that you guys can see everything. So basically, usually with these tutorials or coding exercises, it has things already in here, but today it just left it blank because day 6 is let's review. My YouTube channel, if you want to see days 1 through 5, it is there on a playlist, and 6 and 7 will be added later. Anywho, for day 6, for Let's Review, the objective of today is that we will expand our knowledge of strings, combining it with what we have already learned about loops. So loops was in the previous video. Thank you, Corpus C, for following on Twitch. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. And thanks for watching. We're just going through 2 coding exercises today, which is day 6 and day 7, just to kind of get through the 30 days here. So we're kind of doubling it up. But back to today's objective. Today we'll expand our knowledge of strings, combining it with what we have already learned about loops. Again, if you follow me on YouTube, Stellity Coder, I have 1 through 5 on there. Also on HackerRank, there's a tutorial here about strings that could help you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for following me. I hope you're having a good day. Are you having a good day? Let me know. Corpus C. Let's see. So the task is given a string S. It's the HR one that has the clash. Is HR the one that has the Clash of Code game? I'm not sure. HackerRank? I don't think HackerRank has that. I think that's what is it called? I have to think about it. Code a Karen. I don't know how to code a Karen BB8, but we'll figure that out one day later on down the line. I don't think HackerRank has Clash of Code. I believe that's the other coding platform, which I forgot what it's called, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, Saturday Night Live is when we do that. So let's see. It says given a string S, length of n that is indexed from 0 to n. Print the even indexes and odd. Basically, we're not going to read through all this. What they're saying is that a user, you, will enter in a list of letters, a word, a string is what it's called. And what's going to happen is that when you input that information, the program is going to divide the word into 2 sections. So on one side it's going to be like even numbers, on the other side is going to be odd numbers. And you're probably like, well, if you're doing letters, how are we dividing it up in numbers? Basically, each letter has its own index of a number. So for example, for hacker, if you typed in the word hacker, it will divide the word hacker up so that all the letters that fall equal to even numbers go on one side, and all the letters that go to odd numbers go on the other side. I'm sorry, I don't mean to speak two big words for you, but basically we're just taking a word, dividing it in half, putting some letters on this side, putting other letters on the other side. And we're going to count 0 as an even number, even though 0 is 0, but in this case it's going to be even. And we're going to do this twice, so we're going to have 2 inputs. The sample input is going to be hacker, and the other one's going to be rank. And this is the output that we are expecting. We are expecting the A, H, the C, and the E to be on one side, because the H has a 0, it has a 2, and it has a 4. Science words and people words. I'm gonna break it down. So then on the other side, it will have the A, the K, and the R. So that's your odd numbers or your odd letters. Codegame.com, that's what it is. Thanks, Corpusy. I need to get into that. I mean, it's a little easier to do like a coding, learning it in a gaming situation, but I forgot all about it. Anywho, so basically we're just gonna make a program that's going to divide the words that are entered in here. It's telling us that we pretty much need to start this from scratch, which is something that we don't usually do, but we're gonna do it today. So it says that the input format. So the first line is an integer. An integer is just a number. So it's saying that I'm gonna call it test cases. Let's move this out the way. I don't want a plus sign. All right. So basically, test cases is just the variable name. I didn't want to name it T because it's a capital T, and that's just kind of weird to me. And like best practices in Python, you want to have like lowercase letters, whatever. So it's going to be test cases, and it's kind of like, hey, everybody in the chat. So basically, it's when you're inputting something as a user, you're using this input method here. Yes, an integer is a number. That is correct. Did they spell it wrong? So basically what happens here, I'm not sure if you can compete in their size. I don't know anything about C#. I'm not even gonna attempt C#. I know some Java, but no. So basically what happens here, if you as the user, if you input something into here, then it will be held in this variable test case. So let's say test cases was a box, and you took a word and you put it in the box. You would be putting it in the test cases box. Now we want numbers to go into this box. So that means that they have to be integers, and we have to specify that they're integers by putting int in front. Otherwise it could be anything. It can be like a word or a number with a decimal. We don't want that, so we're doing integers. That's what we're gonna call it. Now in order to iterate, or well, first let's put this comment up here so that we know what this is. This is T, which is what they're asking. The first line contains the integer, the number of test cases. So that's what T is, even though I didn't name it T. But that's what it's going to be. So we'll just say that this is the number of test cases, the user inputs. All right. So that means that the example that they're giving is that the user is going to say, hey, I'm going to do 2 test cases. So that would be the number 2 that's coming in here. If they were going to do 3 or 4, then that number would go in there, if that makes sense. All right. So basically we need to iterate, and I'll explain what I'm typing in a sec. Range, if I can spell. Test cases. Stop it. Go in there. Alright. So basically, what we're saying is that for elements in the range of the test cases, so for anything that's within the number that you put in here. What is this? Hey, Cam. This is Python. I'm doing a little Python exercise with HackerRank right now because I've been slacking. It's coding. You know, some words, not many. That's okay. All right. So this is for I in range test cases. I is pretty much just an element. I could have named this numbers for numbers that are in the test cases, but I just called it I. It's just best practice with Python. So with a solid B, that's good. That's a good grade actually. So for I in range of test cases, we want them to be able to put in a word, which is a string, which is S. So where are we at? All right, it says the first line contains an integer. Boom. It's going to be number 2. That's their sample, which is the number of test cases. And each line of T contains a string. So the string is going to be this, which should be capital S, but again, I don't know why they did that. That's weird. So this is going to be the string or word that the user inputs or enters. That would make more sense. So basically, this is the string. So you're saying computer pops up and it's like, enter your test case, and you're like, there's going to be 2 of them, or enter, yeah, and then it's going to be like, well, what words are you putting in? And then you're going to put in the words. You can't put more than what it's asking, so you can't put in 3 words, 4 words, 5 words. You have to put in 2. That's what this is for. All right, bet. So here comes the part where we have to divide the words. So it's like, how is that going to happen? So I'm going to name another variable. It's going to be even index. And this is going to be the space. And another one's going to be odd. All right. That's just so that we can separate the thing, okay? Next up, let's move this down. That doesn't go there. Stop it. Okay, for the element, that's the string element in range test string. So we're saying for anything that is entered, for any word that is entered in the test string, is what we're saying. Oh, they removed the game. That's not good. If the element is even, so if even. And basically what this means is that if the element that's inside of the test string, if you divide it by 2, it's going to equal 0. Meaning, if you have this word right here, which the H equals a 0, the S is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you divide the numbers by 2, it's going to give you 0. So if you divide 0 divided by 2, it's going to leave 0 because that's what it equals, if that makes sense. That's how you determine if it's even, if the remainder is 0. So we're gonna pull in the even index, which is the variable that we made. This is like, no, I want test string. What this means is that if the element is even, we're gonna make sure that it's on the even side of what we're separating here, which is this right here. Else, which means other than, we're gonna have odd. So if it's not even, then it's odd. And we're gonna add it to the odd side of the test string. Okay, so that's all good and dandy. You pretty much have the program. It's, let's put odd, if odd, add to right side, if even, no, add to left side. And that doesn't say add at all, does it? All right, so you have the program. Basically, the user inputs how many words they're going to put in, or test cases. From here, you're going to go through the test cases. You're going to say, how many are there? Okay, there are 2. Bet. That means that this input right here should only be 2 words. This is how many words you're going to use. This is the words that you're going to put in. This is going to provide us with spaces in between the words so that we can divide them in half. This is going to determine if the words, the indexes or the letters of the words, if they fall within the even or if they fall within the odd. So from here, even though we made all this code, you have to have a way for everybody to see it. So you have to print it out. What I like to do is it's like a format. Okay. Format pretty much is like an easier way, kind of like if you're using Microsoft Word or somebody, you're formatting things so that everything can fit into one line. So basically what I'm doing is setting it up so that the words can be, this is going to be the even, this is going to be the odd, and then there's going to be spaces in between each of them. So we have even, odd. So you're going to print even side and odd side. All right. There's a bunch of other fun party games on browser. Oh, let me know what they are. I will definitely, we can check them out for Saturday, BB8S. So, based off of all of this, which I know it's like confusing and it's like, what is she talking about? But does anyone have any questions in the chat? Because I can definitely clear something up. Let me know. Point it out. Be like, what does that mean? If not, why did I ever try JavaScript before Python? I don't know, Super Molecular 30. I had suggested Python because it's simpler. Do you eat pineapple on pizza? Yes, I do. I think it's amazing, Corpusy. It's so good with chicken. I don't know. What I like about Python is the fact that there isn't like semicolons. It's pretty much straightforward. That's what I like about it. Let's run this code though. Runtime error. Where are we at? Oh, hold up. Hold up. Where do we mess up at? Let's see. We got test cases, input. This is here. Do I need to make sure that this is a string? I don't think I did. I shouldn't have to say that. Type error for J in range test string. The string object cannot be interpreted as an integer. Oop, where did I jack up at? Let's fix it. Alright, let's see. We got test cases. That's an integer. Input. Boom. For I in range, test cases, test string, we got the input, index here. Are we in the right area? Yes. For J in range. Oh, okay. I see where I messed up. I have to do the length of this because L is for length. So you return the number of items in a container. I didn't return the number of items in the thing. So that's my bad. Anyway, for elements in range of the test string, we're getting the length of it. So we have to return what's in it, which I didn't do. Now we're doing it. If the element is even, add it to the test string on this side, else, let's try it again. So I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't work? What do you mean we got a wrong answer? What happened? Output, rank. What did I jack up now? Let's run through it. Oh, do I have to move this over? Python. The thing about Python is that since you don't have the brackets for JavaScript, you have to make sure that white space, that everything is lined up correctly or it will throw an error. Let's run it again. What's wrong now? To rank. We got rank coming out. Let's see. If J is even, then we have even index in the test string. Else, we have the odd with the test string. We're printing this format. We have the even index, we have the odd index. Am I out of my range? I shouldn't be. Is this? Let's see if everything's in here. The test, int. This is good. This is in range. Test cases. Test string. Input. This is even. This is odd. This is... We're not inside. Gah! That's the only thing about this situation is that you have to be inside. What's wrong now? Where am I at? Am I not lined up for... What we got? Do some more HackerRank challenges? Come do them. Let's see. For I in range... Where are we at? Okay, so this is here. We have integer. This is here. We have the test cases. This is test string. We have our input, which that's a string. We have even. We have odd. The 4 is inside of here. Maybe we should move it up. No, we don't have to do that. J and range, len, test string, if j equals 2, even, we're adding that, else, we have that, we're printing that side, that's on there, that's spelled right. We have even, we have odd. Am I outside of the, where am I at? Really? Oh, white spaces. Okay, so obviously I wasn't in the right scope here. I was printing. Python is just, when you list everything, it has to be like this is nested inside of this, and this is nested inside of this, so this should be nested in here so that it can print everything that's included. If you put it outside, then it's printing not all of it, whatever. Anywho, we did the problem. So basically this was the input. It was 2. They typed in the word hacker and rank, and we were able to divide it up to the even on this side, the odd on that side. That's the output that we got. Let's submit it and make sure that it passed all the tests. Yay! All right. That was crazy, guys. Oh, look! I got another star. Yay! Thanks, because that was rough. It was like, what is wrong? That's sometimes why I miss the brackets, because with the bracket, then I'll know like what's in and what's out. Okay, let's see. Since we solved day 6, yeah, Python is extremely important because you don't have the semicolons and you don't have the brackets. So white space is important, because you see, like when I was looking at it, I'm like, what? Now that we solved it, we can see what they did. So let's see their solution and check and see what they have here. Let's see, this is if you were doing it in C++. Very tricky. This is if, let's see what we have in Python here. Sorry guys. Python 2. What are we doing? No one's doing Python 2. Is this Python up here? Alright, let's see what they did. So they did, oh, I didn't think about appending it, but that makes sense too. White space matters. It does. So basically what they did was they did their loop for, they just pretty much put everything all together. That's interesting. So they just have, if it's even, then, and it's less than the length of the string. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't doing it this way. They use the append method. So this is Java. What am I looking at? That's why I was confused. Like, what the heck is that? for some reason they don't have Python 3 in here, but it looks like they did a lowercase t for their input. Oh, okay. So they did raw input, which ensured that it was a string. That makes sense. For in range of t, which is what we had, they created my thing that was called test string. They called it line, and they did input, but they did raw input because raw input ensures that you're inputting a string. I didn't think about that. They called theirs first and second instead of even and odd, and they have the white spaces or the blanks. So they did for I, and they enumerated. That's interesting. Okay. Pretty much the same thing I did, just they did a little something a little different there. And they just printed out, but wouldn't a comma go there? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. We have enough time for one more. We'll try out number 7. I think we should be able to maybe run through that one a little faster. Many path. Yeah, there's so many paths. Like, you can do more lines of code. There's different programming languages. Like, that's what I like about it. Like, there isn't just one particular way or answer to get to the problem or to solve the problem. So that's awesome, because I didn't even think about enumerating or appending or using a append method, but that makes sense. I literally just added it to the string, which is the same thing as appending, but here we are. Let's get into this next one. We're only going to do 2, so I won't bore you guys too much today. So this one is day 7, arrays. And as you can see, the little editorial is locked until we actually solve the problem. Then we can see how it was solved in different programming languages as well as the one that we're using. The interesting thing about 30 Days of Code is that the tutorials, as far as the YouTube tutorials, are for Java. So if you can understand a little bit of Java, I guess you can turn it into Python. But hey, let's see what we got here. All right, okay, so this is the day 7, 30 Days of Code for arrays. It says today we'll learn about array data structure, because array is a data structure. Given an array, which will be called A, well, that's what they want to call it. Oh, let me see. I think I was working on it before. Let's get rid of this. I was like, why is all that there? We'll pretend we didn't do it. All right. So given an array of integers, print A elements in reverse order as a single line of space separated numbers. Well, that's special. So basically what they're saying is that they have a list. In Python, it's called a list. So it's not an array per se, it's a list. They're saying in this list, the numbers is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And basically what they want us to do is they want us to print out this list backwards. And they also want a space in between each number. So it will be 4, 3, 2, 1, but a space in between each of them. They want the integers to be greater than 1 and less than 1,000. And the list, as far as the amount of numbers that are going to be in the list, should be greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 10,000. It looks like, as far as their sample that they have here, they only want 4 numbers in the list, and the input that they're using is 1432. So the expected output is 2, 3, 4, and 1. All right, cool. So basically what I need to do here, let's see. All right, so the first line contains an integer, which is the size of our array, which is kind of similar to what we did last time. So let's see, we're gonna do input. A supermolecular in JavaScript. What is the input? Like, how do you enter in stuff in JavaScript? All right. So this is saying that we're inputting a number, and from the sample, it looks like enter 4 numbers. Okay. And then it's saying that it wants us to I think I deleted what was here. Can I refresh that? Var equals const. Okay. That's cool. I feel like I jacked up what was here. But let me see. Can I refresh this? Yes. Because I jacked it up. There we go. I'm like, there's something else here. Okay. My bad. A whole bunch of other stuff. So in Python, all you have to do is do input. And from the previous example, if I do raw input, then it's a string. You have to put in a string automatically. If you do int input, then you have to put in an integer. But you can also do string input, which means you're putting in a string, or float. No? Is that the one for float? I don't know. I never really use floats. Anywho, that's what they had there. What this is saying is that this is pretty much a list, and the list requires an input of a number. And what they're going to do is they're going to strip whatever you put in there from any white spaces. So if you put in a bunch of numbers and it had white spaces, it's going to remove those white spaces because it doesn't want to throw the code out. And then also it's going to split the values up. So that's what they already had there. Because I was like, isn't it something missing? All right. So it's saying that it wants me to make a list of elements. So I'm gonna make an empty one. I don't know what this capital stuff is for, so I'm gonna call it a array, I guess. That's how you can do an empty list. You can also do an empty list by going list like that and putting stuff in there, but I like to do it like this. So we're gonna do for an element in range, if we can spell, in. So what this means is for the numbers that are in the range of 4 sets of numbers, 5 sets of numbers, 6 sets of numbers, whatever set of numbers that you put in there. We're going to take the array that we made. And for this one, I'm going to use the append since we didn't do it last time. Such a shame. And one. Okay. What this means is that for the elements in the range of numbers. So if it's 4 numbers here, whatever's in here, what we're going to do is we're going to take this empty list that we created and we're going to add whatever numbers you put in here, but we're going to start from the back. Basically, this is pretty much indexing. You have whatever your numbers is, this is your elements, and you're starting from the back. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. We're going to print it out because we always need to print it out. Get in the right spot. Alright, I'm creating an empty spot so that it can be a space in between, and I'm going to use the join method. It's going to be a string, which I feel like I'm going backwards because I could have just used the raw input thing, but we're just going to go with that. Integer for try both. Okay. For I in array A. Oh, well, they already had their, like, this up here is their stuff, so I don't want to touch it. And I'm not too familiar with, what is this? Map. Yeah, map object. Make an iterator that computes the function using arguments from each of the iterables. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if we're in the right area this time. Okay. So the first line contains the in, which is already there. The second line, gotcha. Empty list. We're going to take our empty list and we're going to append by adding that and the end of it. Just for craps and giggles, I'm going to change this to -2. I know it's going to be wrong, but I just want you guys to kind of see what it looks like. What happened? Oh, I think I jacked it up. I'm missing something. Let's make sure I got all my parentheses in here. This is print, this is join. This is that parentheses. We're missing a parentheses somewhere. I think we are. No, we're not. Someone lied. Print space. We're gonna join it. This is the string for the integer in the run back error file solution 919 in module. Oh, I got too many spaces. I wouldn't work either. It's not callable. What? Run the index right. Not callable. Why not? Type error list is not callable. But it is. Okay, so we have an empty list for the elements in this, in here. This should be spaced correctly. This parentheses belongs to you. This is the number. This is the index. Do I have to bring this in? Is that what we're having an issue with? No. It says it's line number 19. Alright, line number 19. Let's see what's going on with you. I know that doesn't go there. That's the right list. That's appending it, which is the object, to the end of the list. Yes. This is that list. This is this number. That's the element. This is the index. What am I missing? Hey, TKs or Turquoise, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out the situation here. It's telling me I'm getting a runtime error. It's saying that in line 19. Let's Google this. Yeah, we're Googling it. Because we're going to figure this out. Type error list. Object is not callable. Okay. Lin words. I'm not using Lin though. Print. Wait, do I not have it in brackets? Let's go back up here. We don't have it in brackets. Because it's a freaking list, people. Shout out to Google. Alright, so at least we got something working here. We have 2, 3, 4, 1, but I need the spaces. If you are having trouble, use Google. Alright, so let's see what happened. Twitch After Dark. What's up, STL Future? No, it's not Twitch After Dark. It's 7:54. What issue are we having here? Oh, do I not have a space in here? Are we being that picky? Well, goodness, sometimes like, yeah, I had this here for the space, but I didn't put the space in the space that I was making because it's so picky. That's it. You got it. So, when in doubt, lesson of the day is when in doubt, use Google. Like, for real, Stack Overflow helped us out because I'm looking like, well, I have the input and the element, and this is -1. So what I was saying before is, just to show you an example, what happens here when you index it at -1, that means that you're starting at the end of the list. So it went 2, 3, 4, 1. So let's say the problem was like, well, we want you to start at the third element of the list or this list. You could go index -2, even though this is going to pop up wrong. But what happens is that it starts at 3, 4, 1, 2. So the loop is allowing you to iterate or move through the list through the numbers, but it's going to circle back around to whatever's left. And we already know that there's 4 elements in this list, so it's looking for 4 elements. If it was 5 was the input, or 5 elements that we put in here, then it would be looking for 5 elements. So looks like this right here. with the negative. If we run this little codey code here, it looks like we got the test case right. So we were able to have a space in the middle. Remember to put the space actually in the space that you're creating. Python is so picky though. Let's submit the code, guys. Yay! What about test 5? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's what I thought. Test case number 5, being picky. First rule of personal space is another personal space. There you go. It says congratulations. We are not going to do another challenge. However, we are going to go back here to kind of look at what they did, how they did their solution, because I like to know. I want to know. So as you can see, like the editorial is open for us here. So this is what they did in Java. And mind you, I haven't done Java in a long time, so I can kind of see it. Looks like they did the length of the, they did the array length. That's interesting. I didn't do that. What is this? We only got it in Python. What? You only giving it to me in Java? How are we supposed to know about everything else? Let's go to discussions. I want to see if somebody did this in Python somewhere, because I want to know what they did too. What? One-liner? Really? Come on. This person did it in one line. They have the space, they joined and did the array, and they indexed it. Come on, one-liners. I'm not that good. Let's see if we can find another person that did it in Python. Reversed. Can we not? Can we have a whole thing? I don't want to see a one-liner. Well, it looks like, okay, let's see what you did. That's not Python. I don't know what that is. Python 3. These one-liner people. So it looks like they did print, lambda, I guess. Whatever. Well, guys, there's many different ways to solve a problem, obviously, and it looks like they did many different things to solve them, and I think that's awesome. It took a while to get this done, but we got it done. And outside of that, does anybody have any comments, concerns, questions, or what have you? We are 13% from our challenge here. We still have days 8 through 30, which we will do next time. I'll try to do them like 2 a day and figure that out. If you are following me on YouTube, make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel if you want to see 1 through 5. It's a better explanation and they're easier problems, and it will probably make this problems or the problems that we did today make more sense. But other than that, I really, it's HackerRank. HackerRank is free. It is free 99. You just go to HackerRank.com, sign in, and you can practice on Tech Drip coming soon. You can practice on HackerRank. There's so many different things. There's like API stuff. There's statistics, Python, data structures, Java. Free is my favorite price as well. No lie. After I finish the 30 days of code, I'm going to try the 10 days of JavaScript, because I'm going to try to learn a little bit of JavaScript. But other than that, everybody, I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun, and I haven't had this many people on the live, so you guys are great. I really appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do like better or better way to explain. Do I need to draw pictures? I can do that. I can do whatever it takes to help everyone understand it better. So until next time, if you aren't already following me on Twitch, please do so and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Happy coding. You guys have a great day. Bye.
Listen,